Hi, everybody. Welcome to Echo 4. We are talking about Loki. This is episode 4. It's called Nexus Event. I am so happy to be modding this particular episode because a lot of shit happened, a lot of shocking moments. So let's go ahead and let's get into the introduction. Who's going first? Who's going to say hi?
Me. Hi. Hi.
Yo. It's your boy, Can't Sign.
Bitches, Mad Prince. What's hood?
Yes, no more awkward moments. Dre, I love how you took initiative tonight.
Yeah, just gotta jump in like it's double dutch.
Oh, yes, going with the flow,
I was never good at double dutch, but I feel you.
Nah, I was good. I was just turning.
Oh,
honestly,
okay.
I wasn't double-handed.
Okay, black girls that can't really jump. Okay. All right.
By the way.
Exactly.
All right, y'all. Let's get into first impression. Who would like to go first?
Man, that shit crazy.
That's crazy.
That shit was wild. Damn. I knew Loki loved himself, but fuck me. Damn. And then like motherfuckers just getting ganked left and damn, there's a lot of tequila in this shit.
I'm with it.
Oh yeah.
Sip some more.
Mm-hmm.
No, shut up.
We gotta make you madder.
Nah. Shut up. Anyway, yeah, that shit crazy. That's my impression. Fuck.
Okay. Who wanna go next?
I was excited the whole episode. It was so good. I was like, man, so many predictions came true, but also some other things happened. I was like, whew, like what? And then what?
That's what you was doing the whole time.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I was literally like sitting here like, oh shit, oh wow, oh, typing like over here, not putting my notes. That's why I did a lot of editing. I was like, oh.
Okay.
But nah, yeah, it was good. That's good.
Drea.
This episode is brought to you by the word damn. Because that's what I said. Damn. Mm-hmm. Now, we did have a lot of predictions, but I always love it with Marvel. You have a feeling where we going. You just don't know how. And sometimes that how just gets you. It's like, damn, I appreciate you. I ain't got to be 100% right, but, let it be a fun ride. Let it be a beautiful trip. Yes. Love this damn episode.
You gonna learn today.
You know what I really liked about the episode was just that although some things that we kind of predicted on this show, but there was some like twists and turns and I'm just like, oh my God, I still got questions. Like I always feel like I don't like when I can predict the show all the way through. And Marvel is doing a great job just leaving a lot of like questions and just keeping me wanting more. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode. They took some very like drastic like turns in this episode. Like the one at the end, like there's almost too many to count. Like some of the stuff that happened, I was just like, oh my God, which one is more shocking? So yeah, I'm so excited.
I feel you.
All right, so let's go ahead and just start with the beginning, which is Sylvie and Loki are sitting, waiting for their death, basically, and accepting it. But what I thought was interesting is that Loki told Sylvie that, Lokis don't die, as they're sitting there waiting to die. And then we see the TVA, come and arrest them. So, I would like to know, what did y'all think of that scene? Did y'all pick up romance? Did you just pick up like, he finally found someone, which is basically himself.
Or here's a better question: is it romance or masturbation? That's the real question here.
Either way is love, baby. Either way is love.
In a sense, would it be like? Would it be like?
Jangling.
Being in a way where like just being able to self-reproduce.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, well, you know that he is a narcissist, right? So it
If he
does
was
make
gonna,
sense.
yeah.
What? I got a different interpretation, so
Oh,
I'm
let's
a
hear
switch
from you,
lanes.
Drea.
As in, you know what? He always thought that he was a superior, better Loki. So I think was on time with his interaction with her.
But who's on
Inwardly, he
bottom?
probably felt, huh?
But who's on bottom? I mean, because
Let her
I
finish her
mean,
thought.
They flip.
Drea.
They flip. It's a switch. They could go either way. She could get him to reach around. It's a switch. Anywho,
bang bang.
as in, I think he
Lot of
really
mischief
found
going on there.
respect for her.
Uh-huh.
Damn.
I'm
What
sorry.
you want me to
Go
say?
ahead, Drea.
Get the shit out your system.
I'm done.
No, I mean them two
Oh.
down there. Get that shit out your system.
Jangling. I'm good.
Kid, anything else? Any other puns?
I
Parables
said
you want to drop?
I said one thing. That's it. That's it.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Everybody good? Okay, continuing. I think he just, I guess, formed an appreciation for her. And, you know, as of like, you know, she is substantial. She exists outside of me. I have respect for her. You've been surviving an apocalypse since you were like, what, 7, 8? You almost single-handedly caused so much chaos for this ultimate power where Infinity Stones are practically useless. You gave them a runaround. You do that shit, sis. So I think, you know, he found an appreciation. I don't know how it reflects with himself. Mm-hmm. But he's like, you know, for you, you are a Loki that deserved to win. I ain't shit. I know I ain't shit. But you know what? You deserve better than that. You deserve it. You got a shitty ass hand.
Okay.
And I sympathize for you. So I think that was that connection. I think Mobius just took that shit and went left because it was just convenient because Loki is a narcissist.
Exactly. So it was just, and it gets under his skin. So yeah, he's definitely one to use that against him. Anybody else have any different views, or you just think that nigga loves himself?
No, that nigga definitely loves himself. You can't argue that. I'd be interested in the counter argument to that. It's funny. A friend of mine asked me a couple years ago, what would I do if I met my 18-year-old self? And my response was immediately to be like, I'd beat the shit out of him for a number of reasons. So I don't know, bro. It's weird. Like, I get what Dre is saying, but at the same time, like, yo, fucking a version of, like, just getting feelings for a version of yourself is a level of narcissism that's just like unprecedented. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, you know what? That's not true. Basically, he did some Deadpool shit. There's a story in Marvel of Deadpool trying to fuck a female version of himself. And you know what Deadpool looked like underneath that mask. So
that's some true self-love to get past that.
She don't look much better.
She ain't hitting it.
She ain't a 10. She ain't a 5.
But
oh no,
we do preach you need to love yourself. So he just took it to a whole nother level.
I mean, there's loving yourself, and then there's like what Loki kind of trying to get into, Joe. That's like going to a family cookout and like, oh, we ain't related. That's the kind of shit that's the kind of vibes I'm getting. Because
I rebuke that.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, no, because it was like one of those moments where you can hear a banjo playing like down. Like, wait a minute.
Stop.
I
Wait
rebuke
a minute. No,
talk about the episode.
I am talking about the episode.
I rebuke that. He even said that he don't really like her like that. Like, she's irritated, she's annoying because she's a fucking Loki. But he had respect for the bitch. That's it. I mean, respect for you.
I mean, what relationship have you never seen where like a motherfucker be like, I can't stand you, and then
I know,
but he's like in one of those relationships. So
we see sis. Every time we set up to record, we see that shit.
It's like, I can't stand this bitch, but that ass though, it'd be like that. But no, but I mean,
as Brittany look over stage right.
But like, how fucked? But understand, like, just on the cosmic level, how fucked up is that potential relationship that it caused a fucking schism in the fabric of time and space, that they found these niggas. They were like, I've never seen this before. What the fuck is this? Right. Then they found out what caused the shit, and it's like, nigga, you really out here trying to fuck yourself, nigga. Like, Yo, a
Like the
fleshlight is simpler. Shit. Like,
Oh my
nigga.
God.
But can a flashlight throw it back?
The moment arms touch,
Throw that ass
Then,
back.
eyes
See if
locked.
you can catch it.
then you stroking it wrong.
That shit
That's the answer to that.
Okay, Kim,
Yeah.
what is your opinion on this?
I
He
swear to
got
God,
so far left. With
Yeah,
I did. I was like, let me reel it back in.
that's what happens when I switch to tequila. God damn. It's like Yo McCon all over again. Shit. All right.
Let's not.
I saw that vlog. Continue, Kim. Go ahead.
There are great moments and not so great moments. But that's all kinds, right? But continuing on, yeah. So yeah, the connection was there. I will say it's got like a gray area. That yes, he did kind of like see. It's kind of like seeing himself from a different perspective in like the maximum type of like sense of the phrase. Because yeah, it's a whole different you and a different perspective and everything. But just coming to a sense with himself as well, because he's also realizing how he's been as a person. So it's like also like it's character development for him as much as for his connection with Sylvie. And it may lead to some romanticism. It may not. How you will never know how it is with Loki. But the potential is there. But I think right now, yeah, it's just like a understanding of each other on a higher sense, or understanding of himself.
Yeah,
He's learning more about himself.
Yeah, I was just about to say this opportunity is learning more about yourself, like through another version of yourself.
Of himself.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I don't know, like
Looking through some fucked up mirror.
Like if I had that, I think I would be. I mean, I wouldn't be in love with myself, but I would be very interested in. I don't know. I think. I don't think it's necessarily narcissism because she is different. She lived a different path. Yeah, they started off the same, being born on Asgard, having the same lineage and all that stuff. But her path was way different than the Loki we know, right? So if we think about it, our experiences are the reason why we turn out the way we do. So let's move on to the fact that they are. You want to say something, Will?
Yeah, well, but what would you call that though? Like, it seemed like every other day there's like a new name for a different sexual orientation. What would you call that? It's because, like you said, it's not quite narcissism. Because, like for some, like every other day on Twitter, there's a new name for some shit, and I'm kind of like, well, nigga, what the fuck? What is this?
I would call this a variant sexual.
Yo, someone
Bisexual.
A variant sexual.
Loki
It varies.
is bisexual, okay?
bro.
E for everybody. L for Loki's.
Funny.
I learned that demi mill was a thing, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, bro?
I would
like,
have to look that shit up.
Don't make me go on the Google it.
Yeah, wait, what's it called again?
It's
add that to my searches.
It's when you feel it's when you don't feel like a male, but not really.
Okay. Well,
all right,
to
but
each his
you
own.
know what? To each his own. But like, what would you call that? Because like, if I found a variant woman, like a variant version of myself in any gender,
Would you fuck yourself?
no, I might fight them. That's real. Like just like
Are you saying you just can't stand your ass?
No,
stand yourself?
it's not that I can't stand myself. I just like knowing that I'm like the one. Like it's like
Loki.
that.
So you having a Loki moment? Okay, Loki.
No. It's
So
like
he's the
that.
superior will.
No. It's like that. It's like that movie with Jet Li, the one where he went through time and killed versions of himself to be the only nigga alive. That's me. That's the kind of
Rick
shit that I might be.
Sanchez. Okay.
Like it's like, yo, it's too many of you niggas like walking around in my face. I don't appreciate this shit.
It's
Like-
funny. Did y'all watch the
The
last
Mad
episode?
Prince would be the Mad King.
No, don't spoil it for me, please.
Oh,
Don't.
okay. Literally, you're talking about that plot line in Rick and Morty,
What?
the last episode. So
Oh,
go watch
I'm
it
not-
after. You probably gonna get a kick out of it. But yeah, I mean,
Always get a kick out of Rick and Morty.
I think this hot take. I don't know. I might go ahead and fuck myself. I'm just saying, like, if
I
it's a
mean, you
male
look
version
yourself
of
at
me,
the mirror of yourself now. You're like, I'm going to hit it.
I can see, like,
You look at yourself in the
mean-
mirror now. Come on, Brittany. When
I
you
do.
walking past the mirror and
What?
you got your Fenty on, you like, bitch, I'm going to fuck you.
if I was,
I'm going to take you out.
yeah. So I mean, I get it from Loki's perspective. I might fuck myself. I'm just saying. All right, let's move on to the next.
I was all
It's
I say
all
is
love,
like, I mean, all I got to say is that's like, I mean, how many other people could brag and say that they screwed another dimension of themselves?
Right, bragging rights too. I'm just saying.
How was that bragging rights though?
Okay, let's move on from
How?
this specific point. Okay.
It's like you made masturbation more complicated than it needed to be. Nigga.
It's all hands on deck.
It's a multiverse. It's going to be complicated.
Oh. Okay, so
Multi self orgy.
they get arrested. Loki gets put in like a time loop. What did y'all think of that scene? Just seeing, what's her name?
Sif.
Lady Sif.
Seeing Lady Sif again. What did y'all think of that scene?
After like 6 years of absence, yeah, it's about time.
About time,
Man.
right? That's how I felt. What about y'all?
Shit, it's funny. Like, I mean, it's low. I mean, it took a moment. I mean, that is hell though.
That's
being stuck
hell.
in the time, being stuck in a time loop, constantly getting kicked in the nuts. That
Exactly.
sucks.
It doesn't matter
Y'all
what
don't-
you say.
See, y'all don't understand that. That shit is y'all
Don't. I used to inflict such pains.
Yeah,
I do not. I don't.
Because like,
Y'all can graze nuts and that shit's just uncomfortable after the fact. Like y'all,
cause it's not an instant pain. It creeps in over a certain amount of time, but like by the time he gets up, she back again.
I would think, sir, you didn't think to run, you know?
I'm like,
So,
could
like,
he
yeah.
not run?
Climb
Was
a
it
tree?
Just like one set that he was in.
But like, what happened if you was to move? I
let
would
me
have
put
been
my
waiting for her
thing
to come
down,
back.
flip it, and reverse it. Like now, what the nut not do?
It
You deserve
reminded
to
me.
be alone.
It reminded me of like a mini arc in Justice League Unlimited, where they went. They dealt with what's his name, Kronos. He was like he had like a time traveling belt, and the way Batman like reprogrammed that shit. Yeah, no, he ain't
Batman won't shit for that, bro. I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
So basically, Batman solved the problem by putting Kronos in a time loop, where he's constantly arguing with his wife over and over again. Like,
And when
And
when he runs away, the loop comes back to him arguing with his wife again.
Oh,
so
God.
that shit. First of all, that nigga deserved it, but damn, like I do not like. I hate his wife though. Like I'm like, bro, I hate his wife.
Right.
Like, bro, like you should have like you trying way too hard to impress this woman. Like fuck her. Fuck like
Was she like living in like a one of those like?
impressed her. He was like, you the master of time and space, and this is the best you can do? Bitch, are you at your fucking
Like
so angry. I would be so
Oh, there we go. The Mad Prince.
I would be so angry if some shit like that happened.
But you know how many times we said shit with that kind of tonality?
like boy, hey, like yo, let's see what you done lately, bro.
was she like living in a palace in the middle of Gotham City that was brought in through time, along with like the Titanic and like a bunch of other shit. Like he brought in all this stuff for her. She's living the most lavish life. And it's like she was getting fed grapes and everything. I was like,
Yeah.
wow. But yeah, it reminded me of that time loop situation. Like it's like an Eternals prison.
That is I know that Mobius did that, you know, to soften him up so he can get what he needed, because in the first interaction after being arrested, Loki was, you know, doing Loki shit, just playing games, lying, you know, doing all the shit that he typically do. So
Lie, cheating, steal, bro.
All he did, he just need to stab him in the back. He would have had bingo.
Rest in peace, Eddie. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. Goddamn.
But yeah, we get that scene, and then afterwards, didn't they come back and talk? Right? They did come back.
They have.
Yeah,
second
eventually.
conversation.
After Mobius kind of like something ain't right.
Went to Renslayer. She's like, what happened to that
Yes,
fighter? Oh,
okay,
she wasn't.
that scene
She wasn't
right
okay.
there. bruh, first of all, we already knew that Renslayer was just hella shady.
Complicit as hell, bro.
As hell. Which, I just felt
You,
that Mobius was
yes.
definitely lying to himself because he knew some weird shit going on.
Hey, he knows something's up, but he just couldn't put a beat on it. But
She was a yes
I
man
think he
ass
was in
nigga.
denial. I really do. I think he knew. I think he had a gut feeling that something was not right, but he was just playing, just doing the normal thing because a lot of people don't like going against the status quo. Like even when you know it's bullshit, you're just like,
or going up against the higher power.
Yeah.
Well, Mobius is more like he's like a detective. He kind of like if all the pieces are there, he's gonna follow like the plot points and like assemble the whole puzzle. And like even after like all this shit that Loki did, and like he kind of just didn't trust him and shit. There was enough there that kind of implied a lot of shit that Loki was like trying to tell him. So naturally he was gonna follow the thread to wherever the fuck it would have led, and it led to.
I do think that he had an inkling sooner than all the clues that were being dropped. Because, remember the conversation that they had, and he's like, well, I just don't question things. I think he was just comfortable in his position, and he's way smarter. Well, he's really smart, but I also think that he just didn't really want to challenge the system. That's a hard thing to go up to try to investigate the TVA, and that's all you knew, or that's all you remember. So, I thought that scene was so good, between Loki and Mobius the second time, and basically Loki tells him you know the truth. What did he say exactly? What was that line? I thought it was so powerful too.
I remember exactly what he said,
When
but
he
I feel
walked out, he's like the biggest something
It's
about
like,
being
I can
a liar.
respect you for lying to me about Sylvie, but you sitting there lying to yourself.
Yes.
But it's like with Mobius, I don't think he always had an inkling. I think this is the first time that he ever had to question anything. The world made sense until he started dealing with Loki variants. And then, that's when pieces are no longer adding up. As soon as you come into the picture, shit's off. And then you drop this gem, and I'm like, yo, what happened to this fighter? And I could tell you kind of lying.
Yeah.
I can tell you all.
Liar. You're like,
she really is. I'm like, girl, you've been in
liar.
this. I'm like, you probably been in this thing for centuries. You can't be more fluid with that. Yeah. Try again. Be a Loki next time. What would Loki do, sis?
Yeah, I feel like Mobius really kind of caught on, because just the way that Slayer was kind of shutting him off, when he was trying to talk about C20 and everything. It's he was kind of seeing something's just not right, but something is fishy with the TVA. But then once Loki just flat out said, you guys are all variants, I think he kind of caught that Loki was being sincere and being truthful for once with that. And it took him a moment, but he played it off and pretended, and he just continued to lie again. But I feel like that moment it did get through to him.
He showed it in the face. If you saw that subtle acting from Owen Wilson, I was like,
yeah, I saw his nose shift a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Little no twinkle.
That was a good scene, definitely. All right, so let's go.
Then you mute it, Will.
Hey, what happened if Mobius is actually a variant of Owen Wilson, from the 90s?
I saw that shit. I saw that damn meme, and I'm like, get out.
They already established that fucking
watch
Mallrats and fucking Stan Lee exist in that universe. So
just watch there be a picture of Owen Wilson on a jet ski already.
I saw a meme already of Owen Wilson on the jet ski. Yeah. So after that scene, we get B-15, and you can obviously see that she is disturbed. She's something ain't quite right, and
Ruby always causing trouble, bro.
Ain't she?
Ruby always causing trouble, bro.
Man, she stressed me out.
That's in her resume. Know how to cause a ruckus.
Yeah, and she ended up talking to Sylvie and seeing her past life, which I thought was some amazing acting from her, because it was just like she wasn't even saying a word and it's just all in her face. So, kudos to her. But now we know that she know that the TVA is on bullshit. All right, so we got Renslayer taking Loki. Wait, did I skip a important part?
Yes. Okay, so Mobius went back to talk to Loki, like, okay, y'all, we gonna fuck this shit up. They walk out, and Renslayer's like, what the fuck is going on between
Because he took her phone. Her phone.
her pager.
Her pager.
Whatever that shit was.
Two-way. That's what that was.
Her Pokédex.
Yeah, you know what? It might as well been a Pokédex, Joe. Fucking PDA and shit, Joe.
It had apocalypse and stuff.
It was two-toned as hell. I'm like, bro, like I remember I had this shit when I was 8. Why?
They so advanced, but so far behind.
Oh, regressive.
Yeah, that's what's like so intriguing to me about like the TVA in general, about how like their technology and things work. It's like it's so futuristic, but also so dated at the same time.
You know what's funny? I
so
actually,
good.
when I was watching it, I literally like told Aaron. I turned to him. I was like, "This feels like Japan." Because Japan is so archaic when it comes to like paperwork and stamps and just things you could do digitally. But
Like,
then
send out an email.
You can go to a store and be greeted by a robot. So it's just like, it don't make sense. I'm just like, but you want me to bring my family stamp to make any transaction at the bank? Like, if I wanted to take out money, open an account, I had to bring this little thing, this stamp that had my family name on it. And I couldn't. I remember one time I went to the bank and I was like, yeah, I'm about to take out, some money to go pay this bill, da-da-da-da-da. And so I get up to the lady. She's like, well, do you have your family stamp? I was like, oh, no, I left it at home, but, I could just sign it. She was like, oh, no, we can't do nothing. And
I heard.
No.
No. Yeah, I heard that Japan got some like trying to deal with like bank shit in Japan is like a fucking nightmare, Joe. Like I heard like if you get like a bank card, like you can't even take out money after a certain time, which makes absolutely no fucking sense.
When I say they bank, that's why I say like a lot of their shit is just so fucking old school. So that's why I don't understand. It's like I don't understand Japan in that sense, and that's how I feel about the TVA.
That's why you keep the foreign card on you at all fucking times.
Yes, literally. Why I have my foreign my American card with me all the time, because my Japanese bank card, it was like you could only take out this much. It was too much. But
it's
yeah.
like ghetto. It's like American. It's like American imperialism at its finest. It's like, no, my shit's better than yours.
Yeah, exactly. And then America charge you an arm and a leg for the foreign exchange prices.
Better that than being stuck in the middle of nowhere and only for the fact that I can't take money out at 2:00 in the morning. I'm trying to have fun. Why I got to wait till like fucking 5 when the trains start running? That makes no fucking sense,
First of all,
Joe.
why is the train stopping at 12:00 at night?
I need money in the clutch.
This turned into a brown girls be traveling.
It did. I'm sorry.
Hey.
But
niggas be traveling.
Yeah, Japan be having some weird shit going on over there. So, back to TVA. Yeah.
No, if I actually went to Japan, y'all would have known because I would have left a mark. Like, who is this nigga? the legend of the Mad Prince. The legend of the Mad Prince.
Well, I don't know him.
Half the country got a shade darker. Anyway.
Get the
so
why is everybody in trench coats? Well, let me tell you.
Shut up.
It's a different type of black plague.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. We're back on that bullshit once again. All right, I'm gonna stop.
Okay, so Mobius went and got Loki. He's like, okay, we about to go, confront all this shit about the TVA, whatever he's about to do. And they admitted that they were friends. I thought it was super cute. It was like, oh, too cute. And they go out. Ravana, Renslayer was right there, just like,
Bitch, give me my phone back.
give my shit back.
I'm trying to go through my
He was
messages.
like, oh yeah, I must have just switched it by accident, my bad. And then when that moment where she was looking like, I know you did that shit on purpose. And it just happened so fast. And like, for Mobius to just be like, well, remember that question you asked me, where would I be, or where could I, what was it?
If you can go anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's like, I will probably be back in my old life on a fucking jet ski. And I was just like, I feel you, Mobius. But then
And she said, cut that shit.
I was like, wait.
That was brutal.
With the quickness.
With the quickness. And like, she looked like she was actually kind of disturbed by it or emotional by it. What did you all think about that scene?
Okay. I'm sorry. I was playing Juvenile in the background. And I was vibing real hard with it.
You did it great.
I could read lips, I saw.
Yeah. Yo, get yourself a fucking switchboard or some shit, Joe. It's lit. What am I about to say? Shit. It was like a real sus ass moment. Cause we all knew that Renslayer. I said this shit last week. You weren't here, Brittany, but I said like, yo, like you can't run a con on this shit without like a motherfucker like being like an accomplice to this shit, and like Renslayer it would be that fucking accomplice. So I kind of figured that she was in on the heist and shit. So it was like, bro, this is a real sus ass shit. Cause like, I mean, if you look at like all the things that they presented to us thus far, it's like, if I was created by some fucking celestial ass being to protect time and space and shit, like, and why the fuck am I dreaming about jet skis? That makes absolutely no fucking sense. And so it's kind of like that whole scene was like basically. It was like the Matrix. It was basically Neo. Damn, I am fucking lit. It was basically Neo fucking waking up from the Matrix, pretty much. Cause he was starting to get wise to this shit, and he knew that Renslayer was like kind of like the gatekeeper on this shit, and so. That's why he did what he did, because something didn't sit right with him, because like they kind of presented him as like sort of like an old like this whole hard-boiled detective kind of like character. Like if the pieces are there, like he has kind of like a compulsion trying to figure out what the whole picture is. And so like even though he didn't trust Loki, there was enough said and enough left on the table that kind of like something's really not making sense. And so the only person he can really go to is the motherfucker, what was the superior who's in charge of the shit, who supposedly talks to the fucking time lizards and shit. And I done told y'all, I told both of y'all last week that the timekeepers was probably some asshole in the cabin jerking off and shit.
Wait, before we get into the time.
Yeah,
okay, fine. But
Let's further answer this question.
Yes.
Fine. But the point, damn, why do I keep looking at the ring light? Like I changed my setup. Like the camera isn't in the ring light anymore, and it's like right here.
Well, that's why, because you're probably used to.
Yeah, you know, fucking social conditioning is a motherfucker. Anyway, the point is, like, so he was there, so he knew something was up. Something wasn't right. There was enough there on the table that kind of suggested that something was off, and like that was the only place he can go to in order to get that shit. Like, man, yeah, that was some wild shit.
Well, as you see, like he's one of her like favorite agents. Basically, or whatever the analyst, or whatever what the title was, but he then kind of had that conversation again in a couple times he was in that office. But,
I almost thought he was fucking the boss, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, you saw like there was some. It showed like there were like some type
There's some chemistry.
Yeah, they were like they.
If I would have seen them, like either they fucking or they really want to.
Right, it just didn't
No
happen.
in between. Because the time lizards are watching.
I came looking for darkness. What you got on me? What you got for me?
But it's because of that deeper connection and that more understanding of each other that he's able to know or realize that when she's lying to him or hiding something, and also she's able to kind of realize when he's catching on to something because he's just too good of a detective to kind of just leave it alone. So she kind of had a little foresight on that. But yeah, uh, just that whole like. So I feel like she had some sentimentality when he got pruned, but it wasn't. She was like, "Oh, you were like, if anybody was let anyone else in on this heist, it would be you." But you just you poking in too much on this, and yeah,
You know what I do think that he was kind of suspecting things just because he's been in her office a few times, and like they made it a point to show that there's just something kind of like off about her. So knowing that they do have this deep relationship, I think he was in denial that something is off, but he knew something was off with her, and that confirmation he needed to see actual confirmation. Like, think about it. If it's somebody you care about, your friend, and you're just like, man, you might be doing some foul shit, some dirty shit, you don't want to just believe that your friend is doing it. You want to see hardcore proof, even if you have that inkling, right?
Right, so, but Renslayer can get it though. That's just real.
Okay, anyways. For real. They could have hop in this jump rope. They definitely could have.
I'm wrong for that.
No, you're not wrong. But you're making me lose track of my thought. That's
you didn't bring
you got her mind turning.
I'm not here to make for shit that makes sense. I'm here to upset the equation.
Okay, Ruby. Damn.
So that's why I do think that she also. Okay, sorry, my brain moving faster than my fucking mouth. But yeah, I do think that he had an inkling a little bit before. It's just he needed the confirmation because that was his friend or someone that he cared about. Drea.
Okay. I think the conversation that they had in the office, because they have a relationship, I think he can feel that she was holding back. Like beforehand, they didn't really have anything to hide, so they didn't have a tense conversation. Because she's like, why are you asking all these questions? What's going on with you? You only want one drink, so they're both having tales that they're not being completely honest anymore. And even with her, she was trying to let him in. I'm looking out for you. Hint, hint, wink, wink, cut this shit out. Stop asking all these questions.
Right. Yeah.
Why you asking all them questions?
Making
asking all them questions. Asking all them questions. Always assuming.
Oh, that dated herself.
Ooh, when you ask questions, you get pruned. She didn't want to, but she knew she had to.
She did kind of like just, oof.
Yeah. But like she had a status quo, and I'm sure that if he would, this was a career changer. So he could have easily been able to move up because she was in his position, and he would have been in the know. It's just that I want you to shut the fuck up so we can still be cool. Because I think how they put it, this is the only long-term friendship they have. Everybody else is so stuck in their mode, stuck in their roles. This is like the only significant, intimate thing that they can actually have exist in the TVA, and he fucked it up. You should have just stepped your drink. This was a career changer. You could have got a promotion. Time feels like shit anyway, so it's gonna feel like tomorrow. Maybe 20 years, doesn't matter. We in the fucking TVA. And then you wouldn't know what's going on and why the hell I gotta treat you some type of way. But nah, you want to talk about a jet ski. Prone a bitch.
Yeah, I was real sad about that for sure. So
I felt that though.
Yeah,
I want to be in my jet
ski. And Loki's face. I was just like, oh, you killed his one friend. You know, Loki ain't got no friends like that. So I felt bad for him, for sure.
It took him how many movies to connect with his brother?
Right. All up to a fucking Infinity War or Endgame.
And then he gives his name.
It literally took an apocalypse and a dead mother for that motherfucker to get to act right. God damn it.
And the worst part, that's not even that Loki. He has to watch that shit.
Right?
He lived through that shit, Joe.
He had to pop in that Blockbuster tape to see that shit. He like, damn.
You ain't seen what I seen, little nigga.
He said life turned out okay. Look, me and my brother are hugging. Oh shit, I got choked the fuck out.
Right?
That's
it.
He was like,
He said you should choose your words wisely.
Bruh. Fucking Thanos. All right, moving on. Timekeepers, Renslayer. The scene in the elevator, what did y'all think about that when Sylvie, like, they go into her backstory or whatever, so you know that Renslayer was the one that took her from Asgard, brought her to the TVA, and then she was able to escape, and Sylvie's just like, what Nexus event would have happened, for you to take me and basically take my life away? I don't remember. Bruh.
Bitch, I would have busted the brakes.
I would have turned around.
I didn't have a collar on.
Bitch, you gonna remember.
You saw. I don't know if you noticed. You go back and watch it. She smirked before she said that. She's
She
said it in her head.
She had Debo energy. What Nexus event?
Right.
What Nexus event? Boy, I'd have been pissed. Like, yo, you got to die today.
We will have to be fighting in that elevator. Like, I'm sorry, you're not gonna say you.
She would have to reset my ass.
Yes.
I had to been reversed several times because I'm like, I know you can't.
Girl.
I'm gonna be real. I had a fight. I fought in the elevator before. That would have been a nasty ass scene.
Oh shit!
You fought in the elevator before?
I fought in the elevator before.
Oh, you had a Solange Knowles moment in the elevator.
Oh no, because the difference was that the motherfucker was fighting back. That's different.
You had a Captain America fight in the elevator,
bro. Like, it was like only one other nigga. It was like, bro. It was like, nah.
I really want to know about this story.
It was fucked up because the tension was there, and it was like, yo, we writing this shit. What was fucked up is that it happened at the Harold Washington. It happened to Harold Washington Library and shit. So like,
hold on, he said library.
Library. Oh wow.
I didn't know it was a fruit.
Yeah, so the tension was there because the bullshit was about to pop off, and it was like, and it just happened, and like, yo, like fighting on the elevator is some shit. Like, don't worry about it, but it's kind of like
that's that.
I mean, like fighting in close quarters. That close quarters. That shit is stressful, bro. Especially when there's multiple people.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Loki in there too. He probably would have been like, "Oh, hold on, hold on, the stick. Don't get me with the stick."
Ooh, but I have a question though. What do you think her Nexus event was?
Girl,
if there was one,
I think it wasn't one.
It depends. That's like the TVA just like was probably trying to recruit her or something. Or
I don't know what. I do think she's important. I do think she's important. Go ahead, Ken.
Or maybe it's like, yeah, they're more like just trying to keep it because she has the potential to fuck up the timeline. So they're just nitpicking out the ones who could fuck up the timeline to, if they take him out, then that's their way of keeping control of it.
Yeah,
because
that's what
he
I
has
was
such
thinking
powers.
Too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they kind of just made that shit up to justify what they did. But I do think that it's just because this particular Loki, which I do feel she's the superior Loki, was going to fuck up something for the TVA. And as we can see, she did something. So
I think they knew that she was going to fuck up the TVA. So they're like, nah, take this little bitch out now.
Yeah, and then she
escaped. It's like self-prophesizing shit. Like any other show that have a prophecy, the shit you do end up causing the prophecy.
Exactly. Yes. Oh, this a show in my mind that's making me think.
She came through like, I'm in your whole career. That's real. Like,
yeah, she really did. So okay, well, let's get on to the next scene, which we finally see the timekeepers.
The time lizards.
Yeah, the time lizards. Okay, what, Drea, I'm curious, what did you think about the CGI for them? Did it feel real?
No, I mean, as in enough with the visual effects with this movie kind of take me out of it, and I've been taken out of it since Lamentis, because maybe it just looks so damn purple. Maybe purple just not the color. So ever since then, it's like I haven't been that absorbed with it. Ever since, I guess, since Mandalorian, I realized how they do this. I'm like, this shit's fake.
Yeah, okay.
There's no set.
Yeah.
And even on a purple ass planet, I'm like, this shit's fake.
Yeah. Like, I really did kind of like notice the time lizards, I guess. It's just like,
they look stiff though.
They look,
but then again, it makes sense that they're
right?
robotics, but it's like, it's just, you know, it just felt really rigid. But then again, they're supposed to be like these little ominous overseers. But when I did see them actually talk, I'm like,
I had to put the captions on for one of them niggas because I couldn't understand a word he was saying. I kept running it back. I was like, I'm gonna have to put them captions on.
You couldn't read his lips because his lips were like
looking like Zoidberg.
Exactly. All right. So when you saw the timekeepers, what was your initial thoughts?
When we saw a sneak peek of them earlier,
Right.
when Ravonna went to have a little meet, I'm like, damn, these niggas real.
Right, exactly. You lying.
Exactly. I'm like, damn.
Oh no, I dead ass said like, nah, something's up, something ain't right. Something ain't right for these niggas to be down here just sitting on chairs all fucking day, Joe. Something's up.
They like the Diamond Authority.
Cause I'm like, yo, I'm still firm in the belief that the timekeepers, whoever built these niggas, like they are still like just some asshole in a cabin somewhere jerking off. That's still my belief. And I'm like, bro, who like, cause it's like, bro, like, I'm like, yo, you in perfect difference to gank all these motherfuckers, even if they real or not, Joe. Cause it's kind of like, man, it's like if they have bodies, they could be caught. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Cause it seemed like all the problems and the discord and all the bullshit that's happened is because of the timekeepers bullshit. And we find out that the timekeepers. Well, I don't want to overstep my boundaries. Like.
I got you. Well, yeah. Ken, did you have any thoughts about your initial thoughts on the timekeepers?
Well, yeah. Once I saw, I was like, okay, they're like kind of like overlords. It reminded me of the high prophets from Halo, kind of like these kind of in their floating chairs in there. Also, kind of reminded me of since it is Disney overall, like takeaways from the Last Jedi with Snoke in his throne room. And also with the way Palpatine on the last Rise of Skywalker, how like it was kind of his an Exegol, that planet, like how like it was like a dark room with like a little background lighting, and then he just pop out in the center there. It's like that placement of them, like in the sense of like the overlords, okay, that they're untouchable. So like it keeps like it's like, okay, they are the Time Lords, so there's no questioning that. It puts them in a position like, you know, put him on that pedestal literally. It's like what's like with Mobius, it's like that's why he, when it came to like the authority, that he didn't really question the authority unless like it was really to the point where it's like, okay, there's something up, because the way that they were always putting that pedestal. And yeah, it's like it just felt weird that, you know, they're just sitting, that they were literally right there on the elevator, like they literally that Celia was that close. It was that close the first time to getting there, because the fact that it felt like it was a little too easy for her to get the location of the timekeepers from C20.
Yeah, I agree with you.
If they're the overseers of all time, I feel like
why the fuck are y'all right by the door?
And if Mobius,
but then again, who gonna check them, boo?
Well, like if Mobius didn't know where they're at, or like never seen them, how does C20 know where they were at and stuff?
I mean, I think she might know, because you might have rotate people who guarded, but Mobius just never met him because he never had the clearance to make them. Everybody else like, yeah, they right there. We never seen them.
See, that's
we know.
That's
we never seen
her
GM. But we know where the office at.
But them being right there, it's still sus. Like,
okay, let me tell you this.
I did got Diamond Authority vibe. I felt Steven Universe.
Oh, yeah.
Diamond.
My diamond. I was playing Persona 5 Royale, and one of the boss, right? We get to the place where he's supposed to be at. I had to go through 3 fucking like scenes to get to the boss. You trying to tell me the Keepers of Time is right by the fucking elevator?
Yes.
Nah, well, first of all, that's a JRPG. JRPGs will waste your time with a lot of fluff and bullshit.
No.
But come on,
no, my ass. Like, no. The minute you said Persona 5, you know, like you gonna get to the end point. Like, it's gonna take a minute. Let's be real. Let's be fucking real. Let's keep it a buck. If you talking if you talking about JRPG, it's gonna be a minute until you get to the actual point where the shit actually matters. All right,
It's the anticipation, bro. I'm just like, we're close.
They will literally program a fucking filler arc for you until you fight the.
Basically,
I'm not dumb. I'm being real.
Will wasted a lot of time that he didn't want to waste.
But you know, they're the TVA. The whole universe don't know about them. It's on a need to know basis when you actually fuck up the timeline. So who's gonna come upstairs and fuck with them? You got a caller on. We could just rewind your ass. We brainwashed y'all to follow us. Who really gonna check them? It's no different than in Falcon and Winter Soldier. We had this chemist in the goddamn, trailer park. He don't need defense. Who's gonna check him? You the big bitch. You the big bitch in the block. Ain't nobody gonna rob you. Ain't nobody gonna check you.
Like that nigga was not really there for most of the scenes and shit.
That's anticipation. That's Disney trying to hold out.
Like, you know what? Since you mentioned like Winter Soldier, let me keep it a buck. Like the spectrum of what is plausible in this universe is wildly inconsistent. I'm just saying,
big bitches in the block, they don't need all that shit. And they're not gonna use it.
Like on one hand, we was dealing about like racial bullshit, then all of a sudden we on the other side in like some pocket dimension overseeing time and space. Nigga, this shit is wildly inconsistent. I'm just gonna keep it a buck.
We all over the place with this
and don't forget the sitcom,
right? All right, so
kidnap a whole goddamn neighborhood, tri-state area,
fucking town. Yes. So Sylvie, you ain't trying to hear the bullshit, and she cut off one of the timekeepers' head, the one that was in the middle. We realized that it is a fucking android, some sort of robot. I was not surprised. But I had so many questions after that scene. I was just like, well, who the fuck put these niggas on the fucking throne?
Looking like some Chuck E. Cheese.
A nigga in a cabin somewhere jerking off. That's at the center of this bullshit. Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck.
Can you imagine him stopping mid-jerk? Like, wait a minute. Something happened. My robot.
All right. So what was y'all reactions to that?
Oh no, my Shikigami.
You stupid.
First, I was bothered how Ravonna's like, protect the timekeepers. I'm like, you telling me people who have determined a sacred timeline can just disintegrate your ass? Why do you need protection? You should be the last bitch that needs protection. That's what I'm like, y'all ain't the diamond authorities because they clap back quick.
Hell yeah, they do.
They wouldn't be watching y'all talking shit, fighting the people. They're like, cut the shit out now. Die.
Yep.
So the fact they just said on their girls, like, y'all handle that shit. Go on, Ravonna.
Oh,
He needed his head taken off for that.
Oof. Yes. Well, what was your reaction to that scene? Would you like, I knew it?
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't surprised. Like, no, they weren't like
real
legit. Like, they were just too like nonchalant and calm about that situation. Like, yeah, if they were like, let's say like these all powerful timekeepers who ended this multi-universal war and shit, they can't protect themselves. Mm-hmm. They can't get their ass off those thrones. They look like 3 times the size of them people, so like they can't just like do 8-pound stomp on somebody real quick.
This is the first hint that I knew that these niggas was not real. When Sylvie, what was it? When she cut the head off. Damn. Hold on,
maybe when she grabbed the spear, he like, hey, we could talk.
Yeah, that part. I was like,
you a time lord? What I'm breaking deals for?
For all night, my dude? Like, okay. So that's why I was like, something fishy. Something real fishy. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting a legit Wizard of Oz moment.
Right.
I thought we would have like maybe projections of them or some kind that we would never physically see them.
Yeah.
Ever. Until it comes to show that they're not really real, like off rip. This is a timekeeper office, and you just have a regular schmegular ass person or somebody on a power trip. Mm-hmm. Not as in, no, we actually put some effort into this. I have androids.
But did you see that when the leader, or not the leader, but the top android neck got cut off, the other two were laughing as if someone. Did y'all catch that? They were just like,
Yeah, it seemed like they were
Yeah.
laughing
they
or
were laughing,
dysfunctioning.
and I'm just like. Like I didn't know what to think. What Will said, someone is definitely controlling them. So someone's in the cabin
more to it.
jerking off.
But how much powerful is that person? Like, do you think they really are a powerful person, or are you just
I
very,
think
you
they're
know?
very powerful. Whoever put these niggas up to be the timekeepers, I think gotta be.
It's the Tony Stark variant.
That would be funny.
Oh, or either that or a Loki variant who caused all this bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, for like overall, like, so I was saying that for later, but
Okay. Well, if
say that
you
for
guys
later.
don't have any other thoughts about that, because basically the episode ends with, well, kind of end. The last scene of the episode was that Loki gets proof, which I was like, what the fuck?
Baby got the rest.
I was like, are we switching Lokis? Like, I'm not ready. Y'all gotta give me
Trying
ready
to-
for this.
How you gonna stop a man in mid speech? You was trying to give a heart to heart. He like, oh God.
Nigga, I don't know what he was
Hit by
trying
the
to tell
defibrillator.
her. I was like, are you about to confess your love? Because it's mad weird. Like, please don't do that.
Please don't
But
do that.
I feel like he was trying to say something. Maybe we'll know in the future. But yeah, he gets proof. So I was shocked.
But clearly, when that happened, Sylvie was clearly feeling herself. So
Bye, William.
clearly.
I mean, shit, she was clearly feeling herself. Like, damn.
Well,
The one motherfucker that could have got the box ended up dead.
just dead. Oh man. What y'all
Not
think?
even dead, just erased. Cause it's a pro. All right, so we can't really talk about this. I feel like we can't talk about this without discussing the mid credits.
We going to.
I mean, yeah, I
But
get
what
that,
was
but
your
like,
initial? You said you were shocked, right, Will?
yeah, I'm like, what kind of shit is this?
Right.
I'm like, after all the money that y'all surely done spent, I'm like, cause I kind of knew, like, yo, there's no way in hell that. I'm sorry, like Juvenile playing in the background. There's no way in hell that I need it in my life. Like I don't know.
All right, sorry.
That's your theme song. You play that several times when we meet up.
I'm gonna keep it in.
Like I literally just have a playlist of random shit, and it just somehow like Spotify just knows me.
Your theme song.
Anyway,
That's about the violin.
Too bad we don't have the money to license the shit.
Right.
But anyway.
Uncle.
No, cause I kind of like, yo, what kind of shit is this? They ain't gonna, I mean, cause they invested way too much money into this shit. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker can't be really dead. Like this shit, that don't make any goddamn sense for him to be dead at this fucking point. But you know, it is what it is.
But it got the reaction, which I think that's what the whole goal was to like. The fuck?
It's like fuck.
Right. I was like, no,
bro, why?
Well,
I'd like to give a shout out to Brittany for posting that little tidbit in the Discord because my ass would have just been hurt.
I did. I was
ain't
like,
watched no end credit because she like,
no.
Ray might miss this shit.
No, I've watched Marvel movies enough to know, like, because I always
check.
I always check.
I mean,
I knew
but
better.
they
they didn't do it
done
the last
it,
3
so
times.
that's
So I'm
it.
like,
well, even
No,
with
but like even with fucking Falcon and Winter Soldier, though, they only did that shit like right when it mattered. So I like if you kill off the main.
oh, I
I
didn't watch
didn't
that.
see it.
Never mind.
I
was
didn't
like,
see that either.
That's something that kind of matters. So
okay,
I'm like, okay.
I'm gonna have to rewatch. Tell me the episode when you get a chance, so I can just see if I remember it. Because I might have watched it, but I'm not sure.
You
What
did
you-
because you told me I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
When John Walker was making that goddamn cosplay shield, you like Dre?
Oh,
you didn't
yeah.
watch the end
You're
credits?
right.
I'm
You're
like, what?
right. Yep, I remember.
Cosplay shield.
During the recording.
That was a cosplay shield because that couldn't ricochet. For
Yeah,
shit.
it was
And
like
boom,
it was like
and that's it.
He
Kinda
can get
weird
that nice smooth rock. You think he's gonna do like a
Oh,
living
girl,
skip,
literally
and then
slapped
flop,
it away. Like
That
the
was
fuck
it.
you thought this was?
Did that shit get dented in and whatnot? I'm like, look at
Bruh,
that.
that shit
Yeah.
has not lasted.
No,
It did
No,
not make it through the con, sir.
No, he pulled that metal off of like his old car or something. Like
You so silly. Okay, Kim, what was your reaction to Loki presumably dying?
Well, the thing is, like when I kind of like when I saw that at first, I was like, oh shit, but then I was like, well, yeah, it's okay, because I started to have like a little idea, or that I was trying to come up with about the whole pruning thing, because like the way that Mobius got pruned so quickly, I was like, I don't think he had exactly enough of a moment for him to be like permanent. So I was like, there may be something more to this pruning than we think. Cause like I was like, okay, maybe it's not like because Superman, he had like the device called they could put people in a different dimension, a prison called the Phantom Zone. Um, and I was like, oh, maybe this is kind of like a similar version. Like when they're pruning, it's not killing them or erasing them from existence. It's putting them into a prison cell or a prison, yes. While that little time loop is more like a jail cell. It's like temporary.
Right.
While they wait for their judgment, and then if they get pruned, it's more like they go into prison. So like where he ends up, when we talk about this prison.
Okay. Okay, cool. Drea.
My feelings were hurt. I already saw Mobius, turn into lights confettis, and that shit, it hurt my feelings. And I'm like, damn. I was like, literally, I don't think I was mean mugging, but I had a face while the credits were going. I'm like,
was this when
That's how I was looking.
I'm like, we got 2 more episodes and you do this to
Are
me?
you trying to say Loki not gonna be in Loki? Like, what are you talking about?
You for real, when they switched gears to Sylvie, I'm like, wait, this is how we're doing it?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wait, this is what we're doing?
I was like, wait, we're switching?
No, we're gonna keep rolling.
Yes. So, like, Dre, you finished or you good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I thought you were about to ask me you watched the credits.
Oh, no, I
like,
know
yes.
you did. I know.
Yes, I'm wrapped up.
Did y'all think about the mid-credit scene? Because
just-
then it just kind of confirms that they ain't dead. They just went somewhere else. And just see all the different versions of Loki. Will, I do remember you saying that was going to be a scene in this show. We're going to see different versions of Loki. So, what did y'all think about that?
Thought. I had more questions. I'm like, what?
I know. I was just like,
Yo, the fact that this is a black Loki, I have mixed feelings on it.
what?
I mean, either that or the crocodile. I'm like, wait, he got
the
a
crocodile.
crocodile.
I'm like, this is like, yo, I'm like, bro.
Or is he just transformed?
No,
or is it really the gator?
I was,
Is it the gator or
I
the
put,
Loki?
I put in my notes. I was like, 3 to 4 Loki variants. Like I didn't know if like the alligator was like an apprentice of the Loki holding him, or he was a Loki.
He had a whole helmet. Like, I'm in here too, nigga.
Well, but
come with us.
causing mischief in the alligator
It could be
community.
like-
No. That's what the black Loki said. I'm in here, nigga. That's what he said.
He's the Loki of the black community.
He caused a shift in the gator community.
You thought Heimdall was the only one? Nigga, please. Get the fuck
There's
out
a
of
Loki
here.
in every community.
It's like if they
And
took.
that's
Like that's the crocodile that attacked damn Steve Irwin. Like, no, sir, that was not supposed to happen
and
in this
that's fucked up.
timeline.
And that's fucked up because I have never known a black person and like the code, and Loki's supposed to be a fucking frost giant, bro. That's a send off, bro.
You right.
That's a send off. I'm like, bro, like y'all ain't no way in hell you
Ain't
gonna
no
have
brothers.
a black Loki and he a frost giant. That's bullshit.
That's why he left. He said, "Please, all father."
I'm not built for this.
This shit. I'm little and I'm cold.
Really cold.
He's probably not a frost giant in that dimension.
Who knows? We gonna see.
I
the
mean, we
next
have a whole
episode.
alligator, so
Yeah,
maybe he's
Obviously,
not.
that nigga wasn't a frost giant.
Dude, this is so sick with that.
Is he gonna start talking? How is that gonna work?
But that-
While Kid
that's
Loki
what-
like, come with us, sir.
That's I'm wondering. Like,
Hey,
what
but
about the?
But you know that black Loki looked the sauciest as all of them.
definitely.
So
Of
like,
course,
I'm like,
you ain't gonna look at spandex.
I'm like, you know what? At everything else, Joe. Like, I feel the fit.
This
Like,
is
I
the
would
coolest
rock
Loki
some
ever
shit like
looked.
that. Yo,
No,
like,
You act like he
No.
had competition. You had old man Jenkins in the goddamn spandex. Like, no.
And an alligator. Yeah.
Right,
And the
yeah,
kid that looks like that, he set shit's on fire. No.
He's so silly.
He's Loki. You know
well,
he did.
well, Loki in general looked like he set shit on
I
fire.
know, but he looked like a little badass kid. You got an old man like, you will die if you don't come with us. And you got a nigga Loki on the side. Like,
he looked like one of the original Loki versions from like way
the
back
comic
in like
books.
the
Yeah,
early
he
Like,
did.
he has the outfit from the comic books, but he's a well-known actor. I just feel like it's
But
for
because
the
you know
other
what?
community.
No, because you know what? For some reason, Marvel has the habit of like putting like characters like original outfits from like this.
oh, we saw it with
70s.
WandaVision.
Yep.
Yo, I swear to God, the shit that they had for Luke Cage was the wackest shit I ever saw in my life, bro.
Yeah.
We talk about the original
like-
design for Luke Cage.
Yeah, like with the tiara and the fucking like
You gotta think about it. They was just going with the time.
the fucking geisha shirt. Like, no, there ain't no time for that. There was never time for that shit. The geisha shirt.
Wait, I gotta
with
look that up.
Nah, hell no. It was never.
I'm about to look it up right now. Luke
It
Cage.
was never an appropriate time for a nigga to be
You
wearing
might
a
be
geisha
swaggy,
shirt.
my dude. You don't
There ain't
know.
shit swaggy
You know,
about
he
that.
might be
That's
swaggy.
that's a fucking lie. Ain't shit swaggy about that.
I'm looking. First of all, the one that I see, he just got a little open shirt, an open yellow shirt,
That-
and a tiara.
No,
And
that ain't the one, sis. That
That
ain't the one we
one.
talking about. No.
What the one with
No.
the geisha shirt? I don't see no geisha shirt. All right, we'll look at this another time. All right, any other thoughts?
Trying.
Predictions.
Girl, can we really predict? We in a whole nother.
I have no idea what's going on.
I don't even know where we at. Where are we? Is it outside the timeline?
They look like they're in a ruin. They look like they're in some sort of like ruined city.
Yeah,
So, if
because
you got-
we
yeah,
see
so
Dark
it-
Tower in the background. So
Yeah.
I mean the
Yeah, it
Avengers
was-
Tower. Sorry.
Isn't like a variant timeline, or are they just like in a tank? Like, how does this work? Loki was just in the goddamn time loop of shit that doesn't really exist. I'm like, where are we?
Bro, if I was looking, it was just take me out. This is too much. I was in
I'm
TVA,
like-
and now I'm in some other dimension with other Lokis. It's too much. But
I'm like, who, what, when, where,
exactly.
and
Like this, I'm stressed. So
And now I'm wondering where the other prune people are at. Are they just in
That's
some
what
kind
I
of
was
pocket
thinking
dimension?
too. Right.
With they variants? Like, hey, homie, they called us too.
I'm be honest. It made me happy to see Loki. That is our Loki being somewhere else. Because then it made me think, oh, Mobius is also somewhere else. So I'm like, he didn't really die.
He's just hanging out with Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
Disney trademarks.
So I don't know. And
Yeah,
I ain't got no predictions, to be honest.
It's too new. Like, the information that we get is too new. No context. Only 2 episodes left.
Right.
Or here's the scarier thought. The fact that Loki got pruned and ended up there, it could also imply that anyone else who ever got pruned ended up there as well. That no one actually got killed or erased from the timeline. They just ended up into like some sort of dumping ground for like
That's
a time-
for variants, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like a wasteland.
Yeah.
But they're saying that you will die if you don't come with us. So there's like something hunting them in this terrain that they have been surviving
I'm pretty
for
sure.
so many years.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna meet back up with Mobius, because there's no way in hell they're gonna kill off they're gonna kill off Owen Whistle that early in the fucking series, and he's not gonna reappear. So he's probably
literally
alive and
one
well.
of the
and shit.
best characters in this fucking show. Like, he's amazing. So yeah, I definitely don't think that he's dead. I agree with you,
Ooh,
Prince. Huh?
question. How do you think they will come back? Because do you need like a temp pad? Can that come with you when you're prune? Will Sylvie have to prune herself? Like, hey, y'all, I got the keys. Let's roll out like Autobots.
I do think she's going to get
Get
some
your ass in here.
information from Renslayer. So whatever information she gets, I feel like it's going to help her with figuring out the whole pruning situation, where they at, how to get them, because of the connection between Loki and Sylvie. So I do think whatever she finds out will help, but I just don't know how. because I don't really know where they at, what they're doing, like who they running from. Because like you said, somebody, if you don't come with us, then you're gonna die. Like, nigga, am I dead already? Like, I would have. What are you talking about? I
Ooh.
died already. What do you mean?
It does make it interesting. Now we have an expanded concept of what the TVA does.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, variant, you're going to go on trial. If you pass, we might brainwash your ass and you become a part of the posse.
Exactly.
If not, we're going to prune you. You're going to end up in whatever Hunger Games wasteland that you're in.
Battle Royale.
Ever your favorite.
Exactly. Ken, do you have any thoughts, predictions? You say you did, so I'm waiting.
I was waiting for y'all to finish.
Oh, I'm done. Go ahead. Tap in.
Like those all.
All right, so the sacred timeline is not that sacred. It's just sacred to the person who's controlling this. And all the other timelines are prison cells for they putting all the variants in, all the prune people. So they're in a version of the timeline where it's a post-apocalyptic Earth. They're getting haunted. All the Lokis are being put in that one particular timeline. Like it's a prison cell just for Lokis, because Lokis is special. And yeah, he's there with other Lokis, and he's gonna find a way to work with these other Lokis to get out and break out the other jail cells with all the other timelines. So that's probably how it's gonna help lead to this multiverse of madness, because it's going to be a massive prison break of multiverses.
Hey, gang.
Hey, that sounds awesome. I love that. I love that prediction. Will, do you have any prediction before we sign off?
Shit. Yeah, I think because Mobius already said from the jump that like Lokis are like a common problem for some odd ass reason, more or less. He didn't explicitly say it, but he kind of implied it. So I feel like it's gonna be weird, because I remember there was like a scene in like the promotional material of Loki showing up to the TVA. To the TV. I said TVA. Yeah, TVA.
You good.
He said to the TVA, he show up and like he's like wearing this suit and shit, and like has a bunch of niggas around him, like Viking niggas and shit. So I feel like there's gonna be like a resistance of Lokis against the TVA, which is a headache in its own right. Because and it's also the idea like no one actually gets pruned. Nothing gets wiped from existence and shit. Like they just kind of get displaced into whatever this post-apocalyptic world is and shit. And which kind of further fueled like the whole idea of like, yo, why are there a bunch of humans running the TVA for the whole of time when they dealing with niggas from other worlds and shit, aliens and shit? That makes absolutely no sense. But yeah, I feel like there's gonna be like basically a rebellion of Lokis against the TVA.
Okay, I love that prediction for sure.
Does anybody think that is because of that is most likely a human that's running all this stuff? That
I don't think it's a human.
No.
I mean, I don't know. They deal with so much.
A nigga in a cabin jerking off.
Because Mobius,
a human or
Negro
human.
Because Mobius said they dealt with vampires. We seen all this shit, but it's always these damn demigods,
right? The vampire, like little
Morpheus, drop.
We talk about Blade. Blade is my movie, so I cannot.
Man, I can't wait for that one.
Ooh, I can't wait for Herschel Ali.
But when Sylvie pointed out, she's like, the universe create chaos to break against this mold. So it's as if, Loki's our common problem because Loki is a fucking problem. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that these variants are just always able to disrupt the TVA, and they're like, cut that shit out.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's funny they talk about them niggas like they cockroaches, bro. That shit, that shit is dead.
Every week we get a goddamn Loki.
Maybe
you can't get rid of this problem.
Another one, like goddamn.
Yeah. If you want to go with the theory that the one running all this is a Loki variant, and knowing that knowing themselves is going to be the main problem, is making sure that they're not going to be a problem to themselves.
Okay.
That would make sense why they snatched up Sylvie, because I don't think she has a Nexus event. I think they just probably saw the timeline, a possibility of a timeline that you're gonna fuck up the TVA. Pick this little girl up right now. Sure, she playing with her dolls. I don't give a fuck.
She said, where am I going?
How did they rewrite time that this girl just no longer exists? Like you had a whole family that knew you were around, just down, in their own room doing shit, and you just bippity boppity boo out to play with your toys. They thought you just ran away.
Sylvie, I would be like, I'm trying to destroy all this shit, bro. I'd be on that same shit she was. So yeah,
I'd be confused. My mama said I can't leave the house. Why am I here?
Right. Where's my mom?
Why I gotta walk through that?
Exactly. She was so scared.
No, remember they reset the whole timeline so they wouldn't have cared.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I was wondering how that worked.
That little girl, right? The actress, she is the daughter of Rick Grimes in Walking Dead. And I was like, oh my God, she's such a good little actress. Like, she didn't really say anything in this show, but just
you're like, look scared.
Right, exactly. She's good. Like, child actors.
That's why they get paid more.
But she's really good, so I'm sure she's not gonna have another scene. But yeah, just throwing it out there from Walking Dead. All right, if there's anything else you would like to say, go ahead and do it now.
Nigga in a cabin jerking off.
Nigga in the cabin.
Or it's the clock. It's the clock.
Yeah. That was another
thing
I was thinking about.
Miss Minute.
Miss Time. Yeah, I was like,
her ass was laughing like, she'd have thrown my androids. It's okay, darling. I'm gonna be back in a minute.
And that was not a throwaway line when Loki asked her, "Are you living or are you recorded or whatever?" He had asked her.
She's like, yes.
A little bit of both. Like whatever the fuck that means.
Don't worry about it, bitch. Read this paperwork. Mind your business. That's how you get pruned around here.
Might be some iRobot moment, like the AI trying to take over everything.
It
would make more sense that the time lizards are robots, and then watch her actually have a robotic body.
Yeah,
the big three. Do we have a wizard yet?
It might be Doctor Strange, man.
Well, maybe it's a wizard.
What they say? What did Falcon say? What's the difference between a sorcerer and a wizard?
One got a hat. I don't know.
One got a hat.
I have no idea.
I think that's what he said. So yeah.
A hat or a cape or something.
Yeah, a cape. Something like that.
Or a wine or something essential.
Like he would fucking know.
It was a weird nerdy moment they had. I'm like, y'all really doing this?
He's like, yeah, I read The Hobbit when it came out. I was like, shut up.
This motherfucker met one wizard. Relax. Shit.
Okay, but did you meet a wizard? Just throwing it out there. I would be bragging about that shit too. I met a wizard. Doctor Strange.
Bro, I mean that's that is literally the wizard that he met. Like,
what about Juan? Juan is a wizard too. There's two right there.
Oh, Juan broke out in the middle, at the
he's
start.
a real one. That's what
wizard.
He's like,
this is about
y'all got this.
No. Juan dead ass looked at the bullshit and was like, "Hey, y'all be smooth."
Y'all got it.
And he fucking he chucked the deuce and he dipped. Don't play with me.
Like, I'm gonna keep it down at the cigarette.
I'm gonna hold this part down. Y'all got this.
He came back later along with everybody else.
He did. He was like, "Well, I guess I gotta go." Everybody else going.
Right.
He's like, is everybody here? He sent a lot of emails.
Who going?
Who all there?
He ain't had a choice by that point.
He like, I sent that mass text. Everybody here? Damn,
I guess I got to.
I gotta list it.
Let me pull this portal and show up real fast.
All right, y'all. That was episode 4 of Loki. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have comments, leave them down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you all next time for episode 5. Bye.
2 more left.
2 more. 2. Oh, that's 4. 2 more. Bye.
Oh, baby. She the teacher.
Bye.